Have you ever ended the day exhausted, only to realize you spent the entire day moving, but never really moved forward? Your calendar was full, your inbox got answered, you posted content, you responded to messages, you worked harder than most people. Something inside keeps asking, am I even building the thing God asked me to build? That question is becoming more common than ever. Every day, we're surrounded by more opportunities. Another AI tool, another marketing strategy, another business model, another coach, another trend, another promise. Every opportunity sounds important. Every expert says their way is the fastest way. And somewhere in the middle of all that noise, Christians who genuinely want to honor God find themselves carrying something heavy, confusion, not because they don't work hard, because they've slowly replaced discernment with reaction. Today, I want to challenge one assumption that may be costing you years. Many people believe that if they simply learn one more strategy, everything will finally click. I don't believe that's the real issue. Imagine driving across the country. Your vehicle runs perfectly. The engine is powerful. You have a full tank of fuel. You're making incredible time. There's only one problem. You're headed in the wrong direction. Driving faster doesn't fix the destination. It simply gets you there sooner. Business works the same way. You can become incredibly productive while building something God never assigned you to build. That thought should stop every Christian entrepreneur. Because our goal isn't simply success. Our goal is faithfulness. Those two are not always the same thing. The enemy doesn't always have to stop your progress. Sometimes he only needs to redirect your attention. If he can keep you chasing good opportunities instead of God's assignment, you'll stay busy for years. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 3. The Bible says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." Notice what that verse doesn't say. It doesn't promise he directs the people with the newest strategy. It says he directs those who trust him and acknowledge him. Direction begins before movement. That's why some people seem to make remarkable progress with less effort. They're aligned. Others work twice as hard while feeling twice as frustrated. They're fighting against the way God designed them to operate. This happens more often than most people realize. Some leaders naturally build through relationships, others through shepherding. Yet many spend years trying to imitate someone whose assignment is completely different. The result is constant friction. You begin questioning yourself. You wonder if you've lost your passion. You wonder if God has gone silent. Sometimes none of those are true. Sometimes you're simply operating outside your design. Think about David. He refused Saul's armor. Why? Because it wasn't made for him. The armor wasn't bad. It simply wasn't his. Many entrepreneurs are wearing someone else's business armor, someone else's marketing strategy, someone else's pace, someone else's definition of success. Then they wonder why everything feels heavy. God has never asked you to become someone else. He created you with intentional strengths, intentional tendencies, intentional assignments. When you begin operating within those, something changes. Not because resistance becomes purposeful instead of constant. I often hear people say, "I have too many ideas." That isn't always creativity. Sometimes it's a lack of clarity. Without clarity, every distraction looks like destiny. Clarity gives you permission to say no. That's one of the greatest gifts alignment provides. When you know who God designed you to be, you stop chasing everything. You begin protecting what matters. Let's ask a few honest questions. Does your business require you to constantly become someone you're not? Do you feel guilty every time you say no? Are you always busy but rarely fulfilled? Do you constantly compare yourself to other Christian leaders? Do you struggle to explain exactly what God has called you to build? Those aren't marketing questions. Those are alignment questions. Romans chapter 12 tells us not to be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Notice that transformation begins in the mind. Everything changes after your thinking changes. The greatest bottleneck in business is rarely skill. If you believe God designed you uniquely, you'll begin making different decisions. The interesting thing about alignment is that it often looks slower in the beginning. Why? Because you're removing things. You're simplifying. You're becoming intentional. From the outside, it may look like less activity. Inside, it's becoming far more powerful. One focused hour often produces more fruit than 10 distracted hours. Jesus modeled this constantly. He did not heal every person. He did not visit every town. He did not accept every opportunity. He lived according to the Father's assignment. Imagine if Jesus had spent his ministry trying to satisfy every expectation people placed on him. He would have constantly been reacting. Instead, he remained aligned. Christian entrepreneurs need that same confidence. Not confidence in ourselves, confidence in God's design. That's one reason I created the Aligned Archetype Assessment. Not to place people inside a personality box. Not to tell someone who they are. Its purpose is to help reveal patterns that often explain why certain decisions energize you while others drain you. Patterns that expose where unnecessary resistance keeps showing up. Patterns that reveal how your God-given design naturally leads, communicates, serves, and builds. You recognize those patterns, you stop fighting yourself. You begin stewarding what God already placed inside you. Imagine waking up knowing exactly what deserves your attention. Imagine making decisions without second-guessing yourself all day. Imagine building with peace instead of pressure. That doesn't come from another productivity app. It begins with alignment. So here's the question I want you to wrestle with today. If God removed every distraction from your business, what would your calendar still reflect your calling? Would your priorities reveal your assignment? Would your daily work look different? Those questions matter. Because eternity isn't measuring how busy we became. It's measuring how faithful we were with what God entrusted to us. Success without alignment eventually feels empty. Alignment creates peace, even before success arrives. If today's message connected with where you are, if you've been feeling scattered, if you're tired of wondering whether you're building the right thing, request your Aligned Archetype Assessment today. Let's uncover the patterns behind your decisions. Let's identify where confusion has replaced clarity. Let's discover how God uniquely designed you to lead, build, and create lasting impact. Because when your business begins flowing from God's design, everything else starts making a lot more sense.